Chile, the internet is on fire right now, and if you've even blinked in the last 24 hours, you probably missed the explosion. Todd Tucker was caught on camera emotional, wiping his eyes, and before anybody could even ask what was wrong, the internet did what it does best: create its own story. A shocking rumor spread claiming Tamar Braxton was involved, and fans instantly tied it to a wild HIV allegation that nobody has confirmed. Nobody has proven, yet somehow everyone is suddenly an expert on. Bloggers are loud, Twitter detectives are loud, and Todd's tears became Exhibit A in a case with no evidence. Tamar's name is trending again, dragged into a narrative that might be nothing more than digital chaos gone rogue. And the question now is, how did a moment of emotion spark a viral storm this big? Grab your popcorn because this rumor is spiraling fast. The internet moves fast, too fast. One emotional clip, one screenshot, one tear falling in the wrong moment, and suddenly the world thinks they know the entire story. That's exactly what happened when Todd Tucker appeared emotional during an event last week. No context, no explanation, just the camera catching a shaky breath and glossy eyes. And before anyone could even ask what he was feeling, the rumor mill loaded its guns. Within minutes, Twitter was bubbling. Within hours, TikTok was stitching. By nighttime, YouTube thumbnails were screaming in red capital letters and T-pages were typing like their keyboards were on fire. Todd Tucker cries, they wrote, something went down, they insisted. And because the internet hates a detail vacuum, it filled the silence with the wildest rumor imaginable, dragging Tamar Braxton in like gasoline thrown on an already glowing spark. And that's how it began, with zero proof, just speculation and emotion. One TikTok user wrote, he's crying because he found out something big. Another replied, Tamar's name is in the streets. Nobody asked for evidence. Nobody checked sources. Screenshots turned into narratives, and narratives turned into trending hashtags. The rumor that Tamar was involved in an HIV-related situation with Todd, not confirmed, not verified, not medically supported, just internet imagination running feral. What made it explode was not the claim itself, but the timing. Todd was crying, Tamar was silent. Fans connected dots that weren't even from the same page. Every time someone asked why Todd cried, another person answered with assumption. Every what happened was met with I heard that, heard became apparently, apparently became allegedly, and allegedly became confirmed in someone's clickbait title. Rumor spreads faster than fact, always has, always will. YouTube T channels jumped in instantly, doing exactly what they do best. Slowing down clips frame by frame, zooming into Todd's face like detectives, analyzing eyebrow movement like they had forensic degrees. One creator compared his tears to past emotional moments, claiming this pain looks personal. Another said, this isn't business stress, this is betrayal. But again, all speculation. Then Tamar started trending. Not because she said anything, not because she did anything, but because silence is suspicious online. No statement, no denial, no live stream, no tweet. And that was enough for the internet to craft a narrative. People forget Tamar is human. She could have been busy, resting, filming, healing, or not even aware of the rumor at first. But silence plus Todd's tear equals digital wildfire. Comment sections turned into war zones. Did Tamar really do that? There must be truth. Why she quiet? No one cries like that for nothing. Forgetting that men cry for many reasons: stress, family issues, exhaustion, grief. But social media only accepts the version that sounds like tea. And this rumor, it tasted like chaos, bitter, dangerous, viral. The scariest part, people started speaking about HIV like a prop in a storyline. Not a disease, not a lived reality for millions, just gossip fuel. Dangerous, insensitive, harmful, but viral. Meanwhile, Todd's emotional clips circulated like wildfire, stitched, edited, slowed down, put under dramatic music like a Netflix documentary. He looks hurt, he looks betrayed. He looks like a man carrying weight. Again, opinions shaped as conclusions. Tamar fans fought back, show proof, Todd supporters argued. The tears are proof, neutral viewers said. You'll believe anything. And through it all, nobody stopped to ask, what if Todd's tears had nothing to do with this rumor at all? What if Tamar is being dragged into something she's not connected to? But nuance dies quickly online, drama survives. Blogs, pages, channels began uploading like machines. Views up, comments up, monetization thriving, rumor flourishing. Once the internet finds a narrative, it feeds it daily until something new comes along. But this one had something different, medical implication. That made it bigger, darker, more explosive. Because when a rumor involves HIV, even baseless reputations can be destroyed. The stigma is real, people don't forget it. Even if proven false later, screenshots live forever. Search results live forever. Memes live forever, and that's when the conversation shifted from gossip to ethical concern. Some users finally pushed back. This rumor could ruin lives. HIV isn't a joke. Stop spreading medical lies. But damage had already been done because once a rumor trends, it becomes harder to erase than to believe. Todd hasn't confirmed anything publicly. Tamar hasn't admitted anything. No evidence, no reports, just speculation and edited videos. Yet the internet speaks like it knows the truth. Because drama feels like truth when repeated enough times. But the real story here isn't whether the rumor is true, it's how fast the rumor grew without a shred of evidence. How the public turned a man's emotion into scandal. How Tamar became the villain in a script she may not even know she's in. And how HIV became clickbait instead of a serious medical topic. This isn't just tea, it's commentary on how messy online culture is. A culture that sees hurt and chooses entertainment. Todd cried, but why? Tamar was silent, but why? Until truth arrives, the rumor reigns powerful, reckless, viral. And that is only the beginning. If part 1 was the spark, part 2 is the wildfire. Because once the rumor reached public ears, the internet didn't just talk, it erupted. Hashtags trended, group chats debated, reactors went live, and suddenly Todd's emotional moment wasn't a private experience, it was the internet's property. People weren't asking if the rumor was true, they were asking why it happened. Facts disappeared. Emotion took control. Drama replaced logic. Twitter became a courtroom. TikTok became a documentary. YouTube became an autopsy table. Creators broke down the situation scene by scene, slow motion, zoomed in, freeze-framed, narrating like FBI agents reviewing evidence. Never mind that there is no evidence. Online, emotion looks like proof if you replay it enough. Comments said, his eyes show betrayal. This pain is deep, something happened. He's crying like a man who lost trust. Nobody knows what those tears meant. But online, interpretation is louder than truth. Tamar's silence equals gasoline on the fire. Every hour she stayed quiet. The rumor gained another heartbeat. People expected her to clap back instantly. She always has energy when she wants to. Tamar is not a silent personality. She's expressive, emotional, reactive. So when she stayed quiet, the internet flipped. Why is she not defending herself? If it's false, she would deny it. She guilty, look at the silence. But silence does not equal guilt. Sometimes silence is strategy. Sometimes silence is legal advice. Sometimes silence is self-preservation. We don't know why she stayed quiet, but speculation filled the space where clarity wasn't present. And that's how rumors grow. Silence plus emotion equals chaos. HIV rumors hit harder than any regular scandal. This wasn't just cheating gossip or family tea. This rumor involved medical status, which carries stigma, fear, shame, and lifelong consequences. People threw the word HIV around like it was a meme, not a serious health topic affecting millions globally. That's what made this rumor dangerous. Once a medical rumor attaches to a celebrity, even if later proven false, a stain remains. Screenshots live forever, search results live forever, whispers never die completely. Even if Tamar comes forward tomorrow and says, "This is false," someone will still say, "I heard she admitted it once. Didn't Todd cry because of that?" Where there's smoke, there's fire. Rumor doesn't need truth, it only needs volume. Todd in tears became the internet's evidence. Even though we don't know why Todd cried, the internet didn't want the real reason. The rumor was more entertaining than reality, so his tears were treated like confirmation. Pain shouldn't be content, but online it is. Every zoom in, every slow motion replay, every emotional pause became a clue, they said. Look when he wipes his eyes. He looks like he's hiding something. That's the face of someone hurting personally. But grief, stress, loss, depression, exhaustion all look the same on a tear-stained face. Viewers wanted scandal, not humanity. YouTubers and bloggers milked it titles like, "Shocking," "Exposed," "Did Tamar do this?" Question marks equals legal loophole. Drama equals revenue. Rumor equals views. Even responsible channels saying allegedly still fed the algorithm. Because every video keeps the rumor alive. Every post reminds the audience. Every upload extends the story's lifespan. And the longer a rumor lives, the harder it dies. Social psychology behind why people believed it. People believe shocking rumors when heavy checkmark there's emotion, Todd crying, heavy checkmark there's silence, Tamar quiet, heavy checkmark there's history, past conflicts and drama, heavy checkmark there's narrative, storyline feels juicy, the brain fills blank spaces with imagination. Truth is boring, drama entertains, so the rumor spread not because it was true but because it was exciting. Humans crave chaos like sugar. Who takes the biggest hit? Not internet commenters, not bloggers, not reactors. Todd and Tamar, their names become tied to a rumor that might be 0% true. Their families see it, their children might see it, their careers feel it. Rumors are easy to start, impossible to erase. Todd's tears, whatever the reason, now carry narrative weight they might not deserve. Tamar, without saying a word, became a villain in a story she never agreed to star in. And that's the tragedy of viral gossip. By the time the rumor hit its peak, the situation was no longer just trending, it became a spectator sport. Todd's tearful moment turned into a viral clip used as proof for a story that may not even exist. Tamar became the center of a storm she did not start, fueled not by facts but by assumptions and edited narratives. Millions watched but not to understand, to react. This is where things turned dark. Suddenly, HIV wasn't discussed as a health condition. It was used as a weaponized rumor, a shock factor headline for engagement. Something that should be approached with compassion and sensitivity was turned into content for entertainment. That's the danger of viral scandal culture. A rumor that begins with a whisper ends with a roar, and the people stuck inside that roar are real human beings with families, fears, histories, and hearts. For Todd, who appeared emotional in public, this could be a moment of personal vulnerability, completely unrelated to the rumor. Yet the internet ripped it out of context and built a narrative around it. For Tamar, this isn't just gossip, it's character assassination. Her silence wasn't evidence, yet it became ammunition. And no matter how many times someone says, allegedly, the stain doesn't disappear. Because once a rumor attaches itself to your name, it follows you like shadow. Even if proven false later, someone will always remember the lie louder than the truth. That is the terrifying power of misinformation. As the rumor spread, the public stopped caring about reality. They wanted drama, and drama requires a villain. Tamar was positioned as that villain without speaking a word. The internet wrote a script and cast her in it. Todd crying became Act 1, Tamar's silence became Act 2, and speculation became the entire plot. Reality may never be known because the public didn't wait for it. They filled in the blanks themselves. And once audience imagination completes the story, the truth struggles to compete. Meanwhile, the emotional impact cannot be ignored. Imagine logging into your phone to find thousands discussing your health, accusing you, dissecting your relationships, judging your morality. Even celebrities are humans, they break, they bruise, they cry. And HIV rumors are not harmless, they carry stigma. They can cause anxiety, social isolation, mental breakdowns. They can threaten partnerships, careers, future opportunities. They can follow a person for life. This rumor was never about truth, it was about virality. People obsessed over Todd's tears like it was a movie scene instead of a human moment. They demanded Tamar speak like she owed them her personal pain. They turned strangers into characters and speculation into entertainment. But the real lesson here is this. We, as an audience, must learn to pause before we post. Not every rumor deserves amplification. Not every tear needs interpretation. Not every silence is guilt. Holding off on assumptions could prevent real people from suffering. Because if tomorrow Todd confirms the tears were for a private family loss or stress or exhaustion, imagine how cruel the internet will look in hindsight. Imagine the shame, the guilt, the regret. And if Tamar speaks out publicly to deny everything, half will believe her, half won't. Because once the internet chooses a narrative, it rarely abandons it. People love closure, but closure only matters if truth was respected from the start. The internet forgot compassion and chose chaos. This story isn't just about Todd or Tamar, it's about how we treat public figures, how we weaponize rumors, how easily we trade empathy for entertainment. A moment of vulnerability became a global storyline, and lives could be scarred for views. The rumor may fade, but screenshots won't, comments won't, videos won't, and that is the cost of viral speculation. Now we are here, the final stage of the chaos. The rumor has burned through timelines, comment sections, reaction channels, and group chats like wildfire. What began with a single emotional moment from Todd turned into a narrative the entire internet felt entitled to direct. But now comes the question nobody wants to ask. What happens after the rumor fades? Because while viewers scroll to the next scandal, the people in the center are left to pick up emotional pieces. Todd will eventually wipe the last tear. Tamar will eventually see the last tweet, but the echo of this moment will ring longer than any trending hashtag. Rumors don't just disappear, they leave residue. Even if the truth comes out tomorrow, even if everything is clarified, even if medical claims are proven false, someone will still remember the story as it was told online. Someone will still whisper it, someone will still believe it, and that is what makes rumor culture dangerous. It has no expiry date. Todd's vulnerability became public property, dissected to filth. Tamar's name was dragged into a narrative she may not even recognize herself in. Everyone watching had an opinion, a theory, a hot take, but few considered that both of them are humans navigating pain that strangers can barely comprehend. If Todd's tears came from exhaustion or stress or private family matters, imagine how heavy it must feel to have the world rewrite your pain into scandal. If Tamar's silence was protection, not guilt, imagine carrying the weight of assumptions from millions. Sometimes the loudest part of the story is not the scandal, it's the silence of those being discussed. And that silence is often where truth lives. The healthiest ending here would be understanding, not accusation, not obsession. Not speculation. The world may never know the real reason Todd was emotional, and that is okay. People deserve privacy, even public figures. What we saw may have been a fragile human moment that never required audience interpretation. Maybe one day Todd or Tamar will speak. Maybe one day the story will close publicly with clarity. Or maybe the healing will happen privately, off camera, away from hashtags and comment wars. The best thing the audience can do now is step back and breathe. This rumor is a reminder that viral drama can destroy real peace, that not all content needs to be consumed like entertainment, that mental health matters more than curiosity. In a click-driven world, compassion is a rare currency, but the one that matters most. If there's a lesson here, it's this: not every tear needs a theory, not every silence is scandal, not every rumor deserves to grow. The internet chased chaos, it's time to choose responsibility. Because when truth finally arrives, whether today, tomorrow, or never, the only thing that matters is that real people survived the storm with dignity intact. And now it's your turn. Drop your thoughts below, because this story has taken on a life of its own. Do you think the internet went too far pushing a rumor without facts? Was Todd's emotional moment just a human breaking point, misread by millions hungry for tea? And how should Tamar respond, stay silent and protect her peace, or come forward to shut it all down once and for all? No matter what side you're on, this situation exposes a bigger truth about how fast the internet builds, spreads, and clings to stories that may have no foundation at all. Let me know your feelings, theories, and takeaways in the comments respectfully. I'm reading everything. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because if Todd speaks, if Tamar responds, or if this rumor finally gets addressed publicly, you already know we'll be right here breaking it all down.